When I first started at the state of Illinois in early 2014, I began talking to the Alliance, trying to connect with self-advocate groups around the state. The Alliance is a group of self-advocates and parents and guardians of persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And I was trying to connect with those self-advocates to find out what type of living arrangement they were interested in. Traditionally in Illinois, we offer larger group living settings, and being a supportive housing person, I assumed that people with intellectual and developmental disabilities would be interested in supportive housing, but didn't want to make any assumptions without visiting and talking to the people themselves. So I started scheduling visits and talk about what their hopes and dreams were in terms of living and the services that they wanted and how they wanted to be a part of their community and continue to be as independent and in charge of their lives as was possible to be. They talked specifically about a specific property called the May Apartments that was in Edwardsville, and talked about how it was in a perfect location and it'd be a wonderful spot, and their children would love to live here, but it wasn't possible because of the way the service system was set up in the state of Illinois underneath the Division of Developmental Disabilities.
So what you're saying is, you heard what the families wanted. They might have been somewhat skeptical, but I know for you, it was really important as you came to state government to make sure that what you promised was what could happen.
When we were approached 2.5 years ago by a group of parents, I was driven to keep that conversation going, because I do believe that that's where change comes from, and that's what changes the world. We always see significant improvements when we really can have a program that's person-centered, that's focused on what he or she, the person that we're serving, is aspiring for. And when we were connected with this group of parents, I think we learned together right away. Well, these are individuals that have a desire to grow. They have a desire to, continually be improving.
Essentially what we're looking at is kind of throwing the whole system on its head, so to speak. Heretofore, when an individual was selected for what we refer to as waiver services, what they would do is they'd get an award letter, and then we'd connect them with a service provider. And if the service provider had a set of services they offered, that's what was available for the individual. What we're trying to do now is to change that process so that it's really driven by the individual's wants, needs, and preferences. So we've been involved in a person-centered planning process where we're looking at establishing a person-centered plan for the individual and letting that drive the selection of providers.
Jenny and I work for an independent service coordination agency, and it is where families that are choosing services for their family members, sons and daughters, like the group that's here, come to find out whether they're eligible and what their choices are in the service system that might support their sons and daughters as they are aging out of their family homes and want to live independently.
Some individuals will come to us and they will want residential, they will want to get a job in the community. It varies from, every person is unique. So once we have gone through the pre-admission screen and the individual has been determined eligible for the services, we will help to link that individual to the services that they are requesting. And the individuals that have just moved into the May building, we started working with them probably like in 2012. And honestly, I think they made it very easy because they knew exactly what they wanted when they came in. But how to get that service, that was the challenge. But they truly did plant the seed from the beginning. They all worked as a team. They really had a very strong desire and determination to make it happen. So I would have to say it truly was a new journey for all of us.